Hey, this is Dr. Tiffany Wall with New Beginnings Chiropractic. So I'm going to talk a little bit about mama's body and structure and how you can help promote the healing that your body is going through. A lot of the things we do as a new mom with newborns compromises our systems. There's like certain things that every single mama that walks in here, I mean, you're holding, even if you're not nursing, you're holding a baby here. So we have a lot of that neck and upper back pain. And a lot of that attribute is coming from supporting a baby. Even if they're 6 pounds, it's over time, it's a lot of weight to be holding that we put ourselves in weird positions for. So here's some ways to kind of alternate what you're doing and better support your body. So a lot of times, any type of pillow, I mean, a lot of times we hear boppies, but I don't care if you use your couch cushions. Just make sure you're bringing baby up to either your breast or just to where your arms are supported, so you're not doing this number. Instead, you're able to allow your body to relax and not be constantly engaged. And so you can hold and nurse, so bring baby up to you. Sometimes I like bring the extra pillows underneath the side that baby's head's on so that they're up a little bit. Just having that extra support so you're not coming down to them. So that's the easiest one to kind of look for, is just bring all the pillows, get the support. Another alternate way that I like to show my nursing mamas is to support your low back. So if you're in a recliner, great, but if you're on your couch, make sure you're putting some pillows behind you. This is struggling. So support your low back and then be able to lean back, and then you can put baby here down. So again, it's an alternate position for them, so it's good for them, but it also allows you to kind of let your shoulders relax back, because we're constantly doing this. So this is just a way to kind of bring those shoulders back. You can support baby here and still have, that tummy time, the skin on skin, but just a different way for your body. So another thing that I like to show or kind of remind my postpartum moms is structural changes that happen during your pregnancy. So when baby is still in your belly, well, hopefully this way, your center of gravity shifts forward, so your curve increases, your pelvis tilts. This is what happens in pregnancy. So when baby is all of a sudden gone, what happens is we see our moms that are still in that same position. They have too much curve, their pelvis is still rocked forward, and they don't have that ab strength because they've been stretched out and they haven't been able to engage their core the same way. So your process postpartum over time, which is longer than 6 weeks, you're going to be doing the opposite. We want your pelvis to kind of tilt back. We want your core to start re-engaging 360, not just these abs. We want everything to be re-engaging, and this takes time. Please give yourself a lot of grace, because this is something that we assume like 6 weeks we get that go ahead to start working out and we should be back to normal by 8 weeks, and that's not how our bodies work. It's a process, but that's why we want to do things to promote this healing coming back over your pelvis versus what we typically do, which is we hold our lovely newborns right in front of us because we love them and they're snuggly, and we do this because we don't have the strength to pull us back over. Even if you're doing really good at first, over time you'll fatigue and you'll start to see this happening, and then you're like contributing more to that increased curve, that hinge, that pressure right through here. I see a lot of moms that that aren't just immediately postpartum, that are months or years postpartum, that have this excess, like crazy excess curve in their low back and an intense, what we call posterior weight bearing. So they've got this lean back going on, and then they're like, well, why are my hamstrings tight? Why are, they're having all these things that are going on because their body has been compensating for years because it never healed appropriately, in that postpartum time frame, which postpartum is forever. So always work on your healing. So this is where I usually bring in spouses or partners. I'm giving you the homework. So watch your mama bears as they are holding their newborns. Even if your kids are older, you should still call them out on this nicely. Be tactful, but being able to come up and say, hey, I can tell you're tired because you're doing that lean back. Why don't you let me hold the baby for a little bit? Or I think that it's probably time that you go sit down, let your body rest. Or even just as simple like, hey, can make sure you stand up, that you're over your pelvis and I can see you're leaning back too far. If you guys are on the same page, that'll go over better. So that's a really important way to help mamas heal, is to make sure that they're not doing this. Keep that in mind when baby wearing as well. You are, strapping a baby in front of you, typically for longer periods of time, whether you're going on a walk or you're going to the zoo, whatever that is. If you're going to be doing it for a long period of time, you will fatigue and fall back into this position. So just keep that in mind, and have someone be able to kind of give you that reminder, that nudge to protect your body as you're relearning to engage your core. The other homework that I like to give spouses or partners is, moms, we're really great when we're pregnant at our hydration and taking our prenatal vitamins and eating fairly healthy because we're supporting another human life. Once that baby's out of us, most of our energy is keeping that said human alive. So we're focusing on making sure that they're fed, that they've got clean clothes and clean diapers, and that they're happy, and we're dealing 100% with them most of the time. And then we get to the end of the day and you're like, I think I've had 4 ounces of water all day long. So my homework for spouses, especially if you're still on your paternity leave, but even beyond that, take care of these mamas. They need the reminder. Again, please don't nag them, be nice, or just even better, make sure that they have water and great quality snacks or meals available to them at all times. Especially when moms sit down to nurse, they're going to be there for a while. They don't want to have to get back up to go get themselves a glass of water. So make sure that wherever their typical nursing stations are, that there's easy access to a snack there, and that they have water with them so that they can be fueling their bodies. We get pretty bad about serving the rest of the people and severely neglecting our bodies, and especially postpartum, we're typically nutritionally deficient, especially if you're nursing, and we're still dealing with a ton of healing, so we need all of the extra love and support, and especially on the nutritional side, that care and support. So that's my other piece of homework for the spouses, because you're a part of this as well. So if you guys have questions, if there's other things that we need to hit on, let us know, and we will try and support you guys the best we possibly can.